Bob Stoops linked to Miami through some type of ESPN article. Bob Stoops is obviously an accomplished coach, an amazing coach, separated from the sport for a period of time, but Mac Brown was as well. But for some reason, Bob Stoops, Miami, it doesn't really seem like a match.
I think that you got the Stoops brother wrong because it was Mark Stoops.
There you go. All right.
Who was at, and
yes.
I've seen the clip, and I put that in one of my Storm Center daily kickoff pieces at 6 a.m. Your LinkedIn / conversation starter piece. But no, Mark Stoops was directly asked, and he didn't exactly deny it, but he also said, I love the University of Kentucky and everything, and I appreciate these questions other than the other kind of questions, which was a beautiful joke. Like, hey, I love you asking me about other jobs. You all not sitting here and asking me, when am I going to get fired from this job? Which hasn't even happened to Mark Stoops in Lexington. You know what I mean? So that was kind of and he has obviously a relationship with all the journalists up there and everything. So it's kind of tongue in cheek, but he was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about that. And I have a great team, and we're 6-1, and we're 12th in the country, and we're and everything. But I love you asking me about that, as opposed to asking me, have I packed my stuff and am I selling my house? So that was pretty nice. But yeah, it was Mark, not Bob.
Okay, that makes total sense. Everything Diesel asking, whoever Miami brings in next, meaning head coach, I would like to see them do the Mel Tucker approach and say 5 to 10 scholarships for offers and positions critically needed. The entire offensive line, the linebacker position, defensive end. Thoughts?
First of all, Mel Tucker took 20 transfers this year into Michigan State. So saving 5 or 10, you undershot that by a lot. Even though I think that I would like to see the program go in a different direction. I believe that Manny Diaz is going to be here for another year, come hell or high water. Manny Diaz himself has said that Miami is not going to sign anywhere near a 25-man recruiting class from the high school ranks, which means the majority or the rest of those 32 scholars. And I made a slight incorrect statement last week or a couple weeks ago that you can take 25 high school and then 7 transfers only. That's inaccurate. I should have known better. It's 32 total, but up to 25 from high school, with the other ones only being for transfers. So technically, you could allocate some of those regular scholarships to transfers. So even still, Manny Diaz has said, look, we're not signing 25 this year. Get over it. Which tells me, instead of even going to the 18-19 number, which I was looking at, and then saving those and then whatever else, Manny might be looking at mid-low teens. And then the rest of them being transfers coming in this year, especially with only having 8 guys signed or 8 guys committed. Other guys of the commitment list or guys on the current commitment list looking around and not having a lot of juice on the trail. Now, there are a lot of people a lot of top-end recruits who would love to see Manny Diaz stay. Kamari Rogers, his father, has come out this week and said, yes, he's going to take an official visit to Mississippi State. He's probably going to take one to has taken one to Ole Miss already. He's from Holmes County, Mississippi, which is why he's going to those schools. But his father in the article said, look, Manny Diaz keeps his job, we're locked in. Manny Diaz doesn't keep his job, anything can happen. So that similar kind of sentiment has been echoed by many guys. And even Gabby Urrutia on a thing on 247, somebody said, I forget which piece it was, but somebody put the comment and was like, hey, it sounds like insert recruit here. I think it was the Malik Agbo, 4-star offensive lineman recruit from Washington State. I think it was on that piece. I just saw the screenshot on Twitter. I'm just going off of what I've seen on the website and connecting dots. But anyway, the commenter said, it looks like this guy really wants to be a Miami Hurricane, but it's up to Manny Diaz stays or not. And Gabby, responded to that comment on the website and said, you would be surprised how many big-time recruits want Manny Diaz around. I'm not surprised, especially after what I heard Corey Flagg say and every player who was asked post-game about, hey, Manny Diaz, to a man, we love this guy. He's our coach. That's my dude. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Yeah, my position coach, recruiter. But Manny Diaz is that guy. He's our guy. He's Hurricane League. Every single player So he has a presence, and he's a good person, and I get it. But the performance just needs to be better. I don't think it can get to that level. We shall see. But in terms of transfers, I expect there to be many. And I mean, yes, there's going to be people leaving this roster, even more people leaving this roster. But of the 32 players that Miami can sign, probably, minus 1 or 2 scholarships for like a Justice Oluwaseun and Cody Brown who came in late. So let's call it 30 off the top. If Miami can bring in 30, I would say a 15-15 high school to transfer split is reasonable for an expectation right now. Maybe 1 or 2 more going either way, but I would think it would be strongly and heavily, we're going to be double digits or more in terms of transfers this year, especially with already having planned to be active on the transfer market. I could easily see half of the new players on this roster being transfers next year, easily.